That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Y'all know what time it is. Turn up. That's what I said.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
Hey. What's good, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all already know when y'all see me, it's about to go down. It's about to really go down. Say what's up to the world. What's good?
What's good? It's Tuesday night.
It is.
Back live.
It is Tuesday.
In your ear, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Yes, sir. It's Tuesday, y'all. So y'all know what it is. That's What I Said podcast. On a new night, of course. Tuesday and Thursday. That's the nights we're going to do the podcast. And I may change the time. I may be on earlier. I might actually start recording podcasts. I don't know. I actually kind of like this vibe right now because I can literally just chill, relax, and, have the conversation that I really need to have.
Hit the airwaves.
Yeah, in your airwaves. Like, let's get it going. Let's get it cracking. So we have done some, I guess you could say, remodeling when it comes to the podcast, like I discussed last week. So I'm not going to go into deep details about that. But what I will say is this. The direction, like I said before, like I said last week, the direction is definitely going to change, and it's for the better. And I think it's for the betterment of everybody because we'll be able to have the conversations that people are not having. So, of course, tonight I have to, I think, go in a direction that allows not just, I think, great conversation and dialogue, but it's being responsible for self. At the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's being responsible for self. So I think one of those things when it comes to being responsible for self is how do you invest in yourself? How much are you investing in you? So
I'm about to blow the heads off.
I don't know. I'm about to hit these recalls on these follows that we got during last week. So we had a lot of people chime in and began to follow the That's What I Said page. So I have to do that acknowledgement. I appreciate everybody that took the time to do that. And please take the time to do that. Just
absolutely
follow the page. Follow the page.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast. Trust me, it is not going to be one of those
send us feedback.
Long dilly podcasts. Not yet anyway. You know, when I do interviews, you know, I plan on giving good quality interviews. So those may be an hour or two, whatever. But at the same time, I want to bring quality content no matter what. I think is the best quality when it comes to content is how much time you spend on not just your topics, but what you know of those topics.
Facts.
And if you don't personally know, you can't bullshit your way through a podcast or a conversation with somebody telling them what you think based off of, you know, the conversation or a couple of words that people are saying. To me, that's weird. It's just weird. How can someone just tell you anything? That's like a gamer. Like if you're playing games or whatever, you know, you could be playing Call of Duty or Fallout or whatever. And you want to know some strategies or whatever based off of what your friend is doing and everything else. And then it's like, you know, I'm just, you know, taking my time and, you know, don't mess with none of the settings because that's what messes you up. It's just, you know, they bullshitting. It's like, I seen your scores.
Damn.
You invite me to your shit. But you get to that point and it's like, you know, this is stupid. This is really stupid. Why am I relying on someone else to get me into the position that I want to be in? I'm not investing enough time in me.
Yeah, you haven't done a thorough analysis,
right?
And research to decide whether you want to go in which direction, you know,
right,
for the investment of you.
Right. So tonight we're going to talk about self-investment. We're going to talk about what it is and what it's not. As like we said before previously, we're going to kick things off with my financial tip of the week or the day or however you want to take it. We haven't came out with an official title, so we still ghetto-fying my podcast, okay? It's a work in progress. Please work with me now. We will have a title to these segments and they will be in place, but trust me, they will pretty much be the same, as detailed as possible, but as short as possible so that we can get to the main topic. So this segment, of course, is the financial motivation corner. And I'm providing a financial tip of the week, and then Connie will read a quote, and then we'll break the quote down a little bit, you know, in 30 seconds or whatever, or a piece, a minute or whatever. And then we'll go on to the main topic. So self-investment is, I think it's important just because of the fact that and this is the truth. I don't care who you are or what you experience. If you are not putting time in to build you, it's not going to build your confidence. Your confidence in yourself is not going to be there. You got to spend that time to do better and make better. So it's like, if you want to be able to drive better, it's not just about practice. You actually have to have knowledge of the vehicle that you're driving. And then you take knowledge of not just the road surfaces and all the other kind of shit. You really pay attention and observant to other people and how they drive. So in a sense, mentally, since mentally you actually turn into a defensive driver
real quick,
you know, and people don't realize it. And a lot of people won't tell you this, but most defensive drivers, people that know how to drive defensively, they learn by driving emergency vehicles. I've learned at a very young age defensive driving when I was in the military. I drove an ambulance. My first duty station, I worked at a hospital. I was an ambulance driver. I had to go through a defensive driver course before I even got into the ambulance and drove the ambulance. And then when I got into the ambulance, no, it wasn't you get to drive it for a week, get used to it. No, you get behind the wheel of an ambulance as soon as you test out a defensive driver, and then you go on a speed on like a road course. I was like, the hell?
Watch out for those cones.
I mean, we don't like come back next week and then we get the keys to an ambulance and we start driving it and get to know it. No, you go down the damn tarmac and you start driving at 35 miles an hour. And then you got a serpentine where you got to dodge cones. You got to turn cones at 35 miles an hour, above 35 miles an hour. And then you got to drive at like a high rate of speed, like 50, whatever. There ain't nothing in the back of the ambulance. And then you got to stop. But anyway, it's the control and the aspect of being able to understand that skill set, which puts you in a better, I think personal life situation, because then you can apply that to your personal life.
Right.
And it brings that sense of protection. It brings that sense of ownership. But anyway, so to me, self-investment is a very important key to self, because it brings the overall well-being of who you need to be into focus. The overall well-being of who you need to be and who you want to be, and everything that comes with that is to me, when you can increase your knowledge and skills just to be able to not solely just be independent, but just have that knowledge to be successful and pass it down so it could be passed down so it could be passed down. It gives you the ability to have ownership. And people was like, oh, well, I don't need to have self-investment to take ownership. The hell you don't. Self-investment is how much time you invest in you, how much time you're investing in yourself, the energy you put into it. It's like, how can you not value building a better you and doing self-investment? You should do this. So financially, on that side of the house, when you create self-investment, it's, like I said, bringing up, learning something brand new, having the ability to foster the culture that you want to foster, but being able to do it on a higher scale so that other people will be able to grasp what you're talking about and grasp you, not 500 other people that came before you that they're not even able to touch. They can hear it directly from the horse's mouth,
right? Quote unquote.
And it's not a regurgitation. It's what you learn based off of, regardless if it's, higher education or whatever case may be. So financially, some of these things, and I mentioned this about understanding what financial awareness was, but one of these things is in, the financial piece when it comes to self-investment, starting a budget.
Right.
You put yourself,
that should be the basic
right
starter for
but see the reason why I say creating a budget is because it puts you in a better situation financially as well as mentally, because when you can organize your money, then you can organize a lot of other things, because it comes easier that way. If you're doing it the other way around, you might be a great organizer, but you might be crappy with money.
Right.
Being able to create a budget, something that puts you in a better situation to track your finances and track not just the finances, but the breakdown of your finances, your income, as well as all the bills you may pay, your entertainment, like your expenses, your entertainment expenses, things of that nature.
Right.
So you're able to, organize those and create goals so that you can be better when it comes to your finances. That's self-improvement.
Right. And it's crazy that you brought that up because, I write down like all the finances, like everything from the very first thing, of, mortgage all the way down to, my little Amazon Prime. And I write it not only in one location, but I write it in multiple locations because I tend to lose focus on something. So I have to move around. And if I'm sitting in a different area, and I pick up that book or whatever, I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So it's a key to help you out, going forward is if you jot it down in multiple areas, you won't necessarily forget what your financials are.
So creating a budget and being strict with it, invest in some type of education, something that is going to educate you, not just financially, but certain things you may not know financially, rather it's smart investments, things that you should invest in. What's the gain? What's the loss? How much, what kind of risk is it? Things of that nature. Educate yourself on that type of stuff. And then educating yourself physically, going for walks, mentally putting yourself in a better position where you have a clear head. And the reason why this is in the financial space is because you have to have a clear mind going forward when it comes to money, especially if you were transitioning and going from one situation to another, meaning you were bad with money, you were overspending, things of that nature. And now you're trying to get into a better situation financially to where not only do you have the money to invest, but you understand money better and you can push the money so that it can have the best opportunity to grow for you, opposed to you spending it just as quick as you get it. So invest in your time in yourself to where you have a clear mind and you can patiently be available and take care of your physical as well as your mental. And then I think lastly, one of the things that I personally would add on to that is being a well-developed person means that you actually take ownership of your flaws, and you also are able to create better opportunities for yourself without any judgment, not just from other people, but, from yourself. When you can take that time and balance those thoughts to where you're not overthinking, you're not putting this what if magic out there. You know the process because you're educating yourself. So this last thing is don't doubt yourself. Allow yourself to grow. Don't feel impatient to the point where you have to do it because you just knew it and you know it. No, take the time, educate yourself, do all the things you're supposed to do, all the things that I just brought up. But then on top of that, don't give up on you. Don't doubt the process. Don't get scared to make the first decision. The first decision is the best decision because it's going to be the one that you're going to overthink. And then you're going to realize you overthink and you're going to be like, okay, what's the right decision? This is the right decision. This is what I'm going with. And then people say, oh, well, what happens if that fails? Failure never succeeded. There's not a successful person in this world that hasn't failed.
At least once.
And what did they do?
They got back up.
They got back up and they dust themselves off and they kept going. And guess what? That's the same thing with this process. So self-investment is a deeper conversation that we're going to get into. And I probably got into it a little bit too much when I was talking about financial. But you have to, I think, financially be in that space to where you don't give up on you. And you know the changes that you have to make. You just got to be disciplined enough to make those changes without any judgment from anybody. Okay. So motivational quote. What you got over there?
So the motivational quote of the week is, "You are the most valuable investment you will ever make."
Okay. So I think this right here is a quote that people should write down. Repeat it again. Say it again.
You are the most valuable investment you will ever make.
So this right here, I think, hits a different chord with me because it gives you the motivation to realize that everything that you're doing for you is the right thing to do. So don't think that you're supposed to stop doing it. Don't think you got to listen to somebody else tell you that you got to do whatever. Allowing somebody else to motivate you in the process of the things that you want to do. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way for the simple fact that we don't operate our lives solely based off of what somebody feels we should be doing with our shit. That in itself sounds stupid. This is like, it's mine. Why are you telling me what I should do with it? And some people just get into this ego, this ego barrier that they can't get out of because they have to run everybody's life based off of how they failed. You can't tell people how to live life and how to improve themselves without bringing the transparency on the table and saying, hey, I did this and I failed, and this is why I failed. I don't want to see you fail. So what is your thinking as far as you going down this road of whatever it is? And if it's something for self-improvement, it's worth listening to, but that doesn't mean you got to guide yourself in that direction.
Right. Or what steps did you take to get to where you're at now?
Right. And some people, and like some things,
use it as a tool.
It's a physical thing. Like some people want to get better physically, so they want to go to the gym, or they want to make sure they get enough sleep the way they're supposed to get sleep. So it's like they got to put themselves in better situations mentally in their own home before on the outside you start going to this other bullshit where it's like, I really want to learn this, but I don't know, I like it, but, and it's like, you really don't like it. Because if you doubt something, just as you are getting to the point where you are wanting to know more about it, you don't really want that. So how are you being the best version of who you need to be if you already doubting the process that you're trying to go through?
Damn.
You got to be motivated. This right here in itself is the true motivation. This is the true pickup. This is the one that's supposed to put that boot in your ass and say, look, I'm not perfect. I'm rough around the edges. Okay. I might look clear on the top side, but up under is dirty as hell. It's like it ain't never been dusted off because I'm always on the backside.
Yeah, you're only scratching the surface. You ain't getting all the way in there.
You ain't getting in nowhere. So, yes. So moving on, we went through the motivational thing, motivational financial situation in the corners, and just for the listening audience, I don't have our last segment, which is we skimming through this shit.
Yeah.
I was paying more attention to the topic and I completely forgot about the whole, so we skimming through this shit. So I failed my listeners in that task. So I apologize. But this topic is going to be fire. I think it's going to be informative, and it's going to be the direction that you need to go. With that further ado, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we're going to come right back, not just with the topic, but I'm going to give you 2 things that you can possibly add to your everyday things just so that you can start doing this self-investment, adding the pieces to the puzzle. We'll be right back. 2 minutes. That's what I see.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me.
Drop them coins in that glass. Bling!
Send the stars. Bling.
Yes, send them stars. I forgot about that in the beginning of the podcast. Welcome back, y'all. I'm back. We back. So I think, to be fair, just to be fair, self-investment is something that a lot of people feel that they are already doing. And it could be tweaked, meaning it's always good to add and sometimes take away, especially when we are doing too much. And what I mean by that is some people get involved in stuff. I won't say the other word. I'll just say in stuff. People get involved in stuff that they're attached to it, but they're not attached to it the way they should be attached to it. What I mean is some people are attached to a job because of their financial responsibilities. At least some of them anyway. We get tied into our responsibilities and things based off of a lifestyle that we choose to live based off of the job that we have. Our lifestyle is supposed to fit the income that we have. We may want a better lifestyle, but this is all we can afford. So some people will say, oh, you just need, more money. You just need some passive income. You just need to have your money make money and have a bunch of money babies and all this other stuff. And then you can do all these things. Okay. But how do I get there?
Right.
This is that self-improvement piece that comes into play. Part of it is the education, the financial education. I'm sure you'll probably end up getting if you ask the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, hint, hint. Do I need to play that button? I think I will play that button. Where's it at? Let me hit that. You better hit it. We, I think, allow ourselves to get complacent sometimes, but at the same time, when we allow other people the invitation to do what we would like to, happen in our lives, some people fail at it. So we get overprotective. So we, in a lack of better words, deny our own blessings. Sometimes our blessings are right there. Right there available for you to touch. Right there available for you to be able to, take advantage of. And not to take advantage of what some people like to do.
Right. In the negative
in the negative way. But you can take advantage of the opportunities that's presented to you if you stop denying your blessings. You start listening to what other people, I'll put it like this. I've been hearing this saying a lot in probably the last 3 years since I really kind of taken a deeper dive financially and understanding crypto and, and other things. A rich man may have a lot of friends, but a broke person has more entertainment. So people will always go towards what they feel good in. They feel good moments. And sometimes it's listening to sorry ass people that don't even want to increase or improve. I mean, not even increase, but to improve their bad situations. It's like there's people around them that make good money and take care of themselves, but they always got that one person that's always talking bad about how messed up their life is and how messed up this is, and they can't keep a job and they can't do this and nothing's getting better.
Oh, negative Nancy ass.
Yeah, and it's like you're not doing anything to better yourself, but all you can do is betterly complain about what's more fucked up in your life. It's like you've come up with better strategies to talk about how these situations are so bad that you can never focus on trying to not be in those situations. And it's like, I'm speaking from experience. I used to be a negative Nancy. When I first retired, I was just negative all the time. I was a positive person at work, but it was like when I got home, I was the most negative person ever. Because it was so many things that I was dealing with. The only time I can really deal with it is when I was at home by myself. And I was harder on myself because I knew better. But when you don't know better, you can't do better.
Right.
You're not around people that want to see you successful. And then when you get around people that want to see you successful and want to see you, achieve and everything else, it just rubs you differently.
Right.
So it's like, damn if I do and damn if I don't. But self-improvement is like I was saying before when we were talking about in the segments. Can't doubt yourself. Can't doubt success. You can't doubt the progress that you're going to go through. You can't doubt the fact that, things may fail and I don't want to go through failure because I've been dealing with that. Bro, look, sis, look, you have dealt with so many different things right now in your life that you feel another failure is going to take you over the edge. Don't think that way.
Nope. Let it be your stepping stone.
This is part of self-investment right here. Okay? Bad things are going to happen. It's innately going to happen. No, they don't always happen to you. Trust me. You may think that, but trust me. No, they don't.
Yeah, because most people do. They think that, all the negative things or bad things are always happening to them, and they're the only one that it's happening to, when that's not really the case.
Well, yeah, and it's harder, I think, for someone to really invest the time that they need in themselves because they're constantly, I've said it before, listening to the distractions. It's, fit in with the Joneses or listen to distractions. I'm going to tell you something. The Joneses and the distractions actually are the same thing. Because you can't pay attention to how somebody else's grass is growing at their house and worrying about the shit you got to worry about in your own yard and what this person is thinking about you and all this other shit. No, you can't be doing all that. If you sitting around here worrying about trying to people please, you never going to please yourself. You're never going to please yourself. You're never going to be happy. Your happiness has already walked out the door because you're too busy worrying about everybody else. You're worrying so much about everybody else that you can't even take the 10, 15, 20, 30 hour, 2 hours, how much every time you devour for yourself. You can't even take that time and just enjoy you. Why not? Self-investment is that time you got to spend on you. You have to invest that time on you. You can't make time show up for you. I mean, you sure can if you want to. Because if you had that ability, then we wouldn't have this conversation.
I was just about to say, okay. So I think we're done here.
Yeah. So what the hell am I doing this for?
Right.
Play some more music around this bitch. It's like, what the fuck? Bruh. But
damn.
Sip my water on that. But you have to invest the time. You have to take time for you. Being around negative people, that bad energy, that's something that you have to just, I mean, for lack of better words, get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not doing you any good. Especially if the conversations that you're having is about the same said energy. That's negative. Then you got to think, well, shit, are they talking about me? It's like you got somebody else's name in your mouth in your house and they don't live there. How does that make you feel? I say that in anybody that wants to gossip. Anybody that want to gossip. When you invite another motherfucker in your house that don't pay your mortgage or your rent, don't that feel kind of just like, damn, you need to help me out, bro. I got rent to pay and your name has been coming out of my mouth at least 20 to 25 days of the week. Or 25 days in that month of where I'm, responsible to pay.
Where I'm residing, right?
Where I'm residing. At least 25 of those 30 days, your name has came out of my mouth more than once. And it's not because I'm talking shit about you. I'm just wondering why in the foul fuck are you around me? But see, we can't have those conversations because people want to get sensitive about their shit. But when are you going to get sensitive about your shit? Your self-investment should be a no laughing matter. Right. That should be the most prioritized thing in your life is self.
Yep.
Trust me, I have many days told people, the fuck? I mean, like literally, like, and not felt bad about it because I'm like, my mentality and my mental right now, I don't have the patience to listen to the whatever you trying to create or whatever you trying to say or whatever it is that you trying to manipulate people to listen to. I ain't got the energy for that. But you know what? I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to still come. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to still be there. I'm going to still listen. I'm going to still, whatever. I'm going to be there. Which leads me to my next point. I have had this saying. It's controversial. I know. I'm gonna have people writing in the comments about this one. And I really don't give a shit. I'm just saying this right now. I don't give a shit. Bruh. So don't have expectations. Where's my button at? Because I got to play it.
I don't have it.
What?
I had to bring the Russell Westbrook out. Don't have expectations.
I think that's a hard thing for not just anybody. Like, everybody has an expectation of something.
We have a I think program routine that we live by. And the reason why I say program routine is because it's not even our own thought of how we run shit. It's what's been implanted in us, how to run shit. We were told to what? Go to school.
Get an education.
Get
good grades.
Yeah, all that good shit. And then what? Buy a house. Get married.
Get a job.
And live happily ever after. That was in our brain, ingrained in us when we went to school.
Right.
I do not want to have this conversation about Rockefeller, but damn it, I keep going on the damn subject when I talk about school. Moving right along. Mm-hmm. If you have expectations, that means you're relying on something. You're relying on something to happen, or you're relying on someone to happen. To be there, to not be there, to create, not create. People don't tell you expectations. It's a failure option in there. You can expect someone to do something, and if they don't do it, then what? Does that lower your expectations of that person? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No, your festivity level goes up.
My festivity level goes up. Exactly. Why does my expectations lower because of this person? I don't have expectations. People can say that on paper and say, I expect you to do this. But when you have put so much time and energy in yourself, you can't worry about if someone's going to show up when they're supposed to show up. If they want the knowledge, they want the education, they want your brownies, they want whatever, they're going to show up because of who you are. You might have an expectation on your business and say, I'm going to sell this amount because of the reach you have had in the community. That's not an unrealistic expectation. But what happens when you don't meet that expectation? Then what? You're going to give up? No, you're not going to give up. You're going to lose the expectation that you're going to figure out, oh, I might have set my bar too high. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's the same expectations you put in your mind that you should meet a goal. It's the same expectation that somebody else was not going to show up to your little grand opening because it was not something that they felt they should or wanted to. Or maybe they just hating on you because you being successful. I don't know. But people don't put that in the equation when it comes to expectation. They just say that I expect this person to because we spend so much time together and we talk and blah, blah. As I sip my water, I've realized social media has opened the door for the ain't shit person that has always been in our lives. But now we're able to see the ain't shit ass person because they freely post on social media, or they have now this ability because of social media to act out because of all the platforms that allow you to act out. Look,
Shit.
this is a deeper conversation when it comes to self-investment because, and I'm going to do y'all a solid. Thursday is going to be part 2. This is just part 1.
I was just going to say, we're going to have to break this one up.
This is, Thursday is going to be part 2. Tuesday of next week will be part 3. And then we'll end next Thursday with the final part. And this is a series on self-investment. So please, oh please, take the opportunity to follow, share. As my phone is dropping on the floor. Sorry about that noise, y'all. Please share. Follow the podcast page on Facebook. That's what I said. Take time to, if you're not listening to this live and you're listening to it on whatever platform you listen to podcasts, I appreciate you taking the time and energy to do so. Share this with them. Share this with family. I'm trying to clear up my foul language so that you can have younger listeners on, because I've had people tell me that they actually have, their teenagers and stuff listen when I bring financial advice, so that they can listen to it from a person that they would listen to, not some deadbeat ass person that's just like dead ass. That's like a dumbass. They want you to send them money so they can make you money.
What?
No.
What?
No.
No.
I'm never going to be in your inbox asking for somebody to give me $100, $200, $1,000. And I know this Bitcoin company that can flip it for $5. No, that ain't going to ever be me. Okay. Ever. But please know this. I'm going to be out there creating things that is going to help the community be their own bank. That is my whole goal in life. I want to be able to show the world how to be their own bank. I don't want to be your bank. I want you to be your own bank, so that you can teach your kids how to be their own bank. Because that's how rich people pass their legacy on.
Facts.
If you haven't followed me on Instagram, please do so. That's what I said. And in one of my story posts that I posted in there, I posted a conversation that a Jewish man was making about why there are so many rich Jewish people in the world. And he broke it down. He's like, when one Jewish man gets rich, 5 get rich. Or more.
Right.
And then it's like it multiplies. Because they want to see them be successful. They want to see each other be successful. Why come we can't do that for ourselves? Why is there so much hate and jealousy and envious in us to a point where we can't be successful? And when we are successful, people hate the bane of existence, the fact that we are successful. And then it's like people have an expectation because you're successful that I can pay for this, or I should do this, no, the fuck I should not. I got my own responsibilities.
Right.
I'm not going to sit around here and pay for your responsibilities. That's not my responsibility. It's the difference if I have a responsibility and in that responsibility turns into another responsibility. That's something totally different. But it was never created in a responsible zone. Why the fuck is it even in my damn wheelhouse to have a conversation about? I'm still confused. Anyway. So the next 3 podcasts, we'll be talking about self-investment. So please invite people. Please get in the comments. Don't be shy, and allow us to have this conversation to build each other a better self-investment way of living life and just being able to be 100 with you. So anything you got to say to the world before we get up out here?
The only thing I can say is repeat my quote that says, "You are the most valuable investment you will ever make."
Yeah.
That being said, I'm out. Thanks for tapping in and tuning in. Make sure you like, share, catch us on all streaming platforms.
Send them stars.
Yeah, send the stars wherever you listen to your podcast at. Also, don't forget, If you want us to talk about something, shoot us a comment on the That's What I Said page. We'll get back to you and we'll have those discussions. Peace.
Yeah, no doubt. Add us on to your follow list when it comes to your Facebook. That's What I Said has a page. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube page. That's What I Said on YouTube. Type in That's What I Said and subscribe. This podcast is played live on YouTube, so you get notified every time I do a live. And then coming in the next few weeks, I will solely be only doing podcasts live on YouTube, and it will just get shared on Facebook. So y'all gonna have to want to subscribe to the YouTube page. I need to start saying that in the beginning, so remind me, babe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, in the next few weeks, as this music try and die down, we're gonna get up out of here. Yo, hey, That's What I Said. We out. I see y'all on Thursday. Peace.
Peace.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.